I'm Bev Snow. I live in Wabasha County. I am a taxpayer, and Chairman Donald Springer is my commissioner. I've had a lot of social media discussion, and I know that Mr. Plant has clearly said in other meetings that our policies cover these, and that he's aware that they're being followed. And here today I present to you information on Don Springer's social media, Facebook, where he is suggesting that Jay First is having a relationship with Deb Roshan to get an article on the paper, and he thinks it's funny. As a citizen who is supposed to respect their commissioner, I don't think it's funny. I think it's pretty sad that one commissioner could do such a thing to another commissioner on Facebook. I'm asking that Mr. Springer gives a public apology not only to Deb, but also to Jay First. This was very harmful to Jay. He's a married man. And to put this out here. And also to the residents of this great county. I expect a lot more from a commissioner, and I expect a lot more.
People, we have to do something. And I know that in the past when I brought this up, I've been told that we have policies in place, such as harassment and different things like that kind of cover us in this situation. Well, let me tell you, our policies haven't done squat for me. They haven't done anything for Jay First. They haven't done anything for Mrs. First, for Mr. Russian, for our families. This behavior continues. It's unrelenting. Each time it becomes more vicious, more intentional. Commissioners, we are colleagues on this board, and I would ask each of you personally right now, and I hope you will answer me, are you okay with this behavior to continue? Rich, is this okay with you?
I'll stick to what I said before. I personally don't pay much attention to Facebook at all. And if you don't like it, if I don't like something, I don't read it.
Commissioner Wabi?
I don't approve of it, but here again, this is the first I've seen of this. I don't have a Facebook, I don't get into that. And I do agree, we are a team up here, and I think we need to all get along, even though we don't agree on things.
Right.
But we do need to get along, and yeah, I think you need to talk to Commissioner Springer.
I have asked him, Commissioner Wabi, here publicly, on more than one occasion, to please stop this behavior.
Yeah.
And here we go again. Just respect Mr. First. I wasn't totally crazy about his story. I mean, it wasn't something, had I wrote it, I would have wrote it different, but I respect him for what he wrote. And to make something dirty and ugly and sexist out of that, Commissioner Harms, are you?
No, this is actually reprehensible. That chairman of the board has a position of more authority. He's the one that the press goes to. I think if you've given that responsibility, you have a lot more obligation to play it straight with everybody. But I get emails from people and I get phone calls from people asking what's going on Facebook. And then I look and I see this crap, and it is crap. We're in an adult world. We aren't kids anymore. And we need, if we're going to be in a position of authority and responsibility, then I think it's time that every single one act like adults. Maybe because there is a bully pulpit, that maybe Commissioner Springer should step down. That might be an appropriate response. Sad to say that, but that might be the only solution to this.
In the spirit of full disclosure, after the last social media discussion, I was contacted that, or it was assumed that I had filed a formal complaint about it. My intuition told me that something was cooking. As you can imagine, trust is not something I have a lot of for some of the players down here. And I will call them players because I believe they're active participants in a lot of this behavior. When I was contacted, I was then contacted by an outside attorney asking me when we could interview as part of my complaint. And I asked him to see a copy of my complaint. Well, he couldn't provide me one, and he said, well, it was determined by the county attorney's office and administration that I had filed a complaint because of the social media. And I smelled a rat, and my intuition said, don't participate in this. My intuition was telling me that this outside investigation, or this other attorney who was going to look into this matter was hired to provide a controlled outcome. And what that would mean, or what I anticipated would happen, is this outside attorney would be hired to provide a report that says there is no problem with social media, or Commissioner Russian has not, or Commissioner Springer or Commissioner Russian, there's nothing wrong there. He hasn't crossed any lines. Our county staff have not crossed any lines. And in essence, that result of that investigation would be made public, and then it would give Mr. Springer and whoever a platform to once again beat up on me and say, see, you're complaining, you're making mountains out of molehills. There is no social media bullying going on here. There is no sexist behavior going on here. So I did not participate in that investigation, and it closed or ended, whatever you want to call it. So I did a data request on the documents that this attorney had collected. And it was clear from the documents that I collected that what I would interpret to be collusion was going on between administration and his office. I have never participated in an independent investigation where the outside investigator is saying things in emails like, I will make this look formal, in quotations. Here's what I intend to say to Commissioner Russian. Can you wordsmith it? Make sure it's the way you want it to read. Let's keep this under $4,800 so that we don't need a board resolution. Now, those aren't exact words, but that's my interpretation of the sentence. I don't know if this board, and I'm sure taxpayers are not aware, that they paid money for this, thousands of dollars, and I don't think the final bill is in yet. In what I believe was just another under-the-radar, passive-aggressive attempt to conduct a bogus investigation with a controlled outcome, bring it to this board and say, well, look, here's Deb Russian, there she goes again. And then Commissioner Springer and his supporters could get on social media and they could say, boy, she's a horrible person. I would love an outside investigation. A truly independent, objective outside investigator who I approve of as well, not just county government. Because let's face it, what kind of a position would Michael Plant be in if he did a true outside investigation and they said, yes, this is bullying, this is harassment, this is sexist behavior? Would he be able to bring a resolution to this board to bring action against Don Springer when he knows the board majority holds his future as administrator? That's pretty intimidating. It's hard to take something to your boss who has control over your employment and say, you've been a bad boy. I don't look for that to happen. And I mean, you know disrespect, but that's a difficult position for anyone to be in. What's gone on here is wrong, probably illegal. If we had a truly independent outside investigation that doesn't involve the players from county government, perhaps we'd get to the bottom of this. But on top of all that, it's disrespectful to me, but more so to the people who pay the taxes in this county. If this was your wife or your daughter, you'd want it to stop and to say, well, just don't read it. That doesn't make it go away, Rich. But that's what your dollars are paying for, people. you should be appalled. That's all I have to say.